This dark side of Australia during the recession will shock you. Australia's economic stability has translated to relatively high levels of average economic growth compared to other developed economies over the period. Most people are predicting that Australia is going to face a recession. Australia has escaped from recession for many years, but is it possible now? Will they have to face a recession? Come on and let's find out. Australia has avoided a recession for more than 28 years, including the 2007-2008 global financial crisis. This represents the longest period of growth without a recession for a developed country since the system of national accounts was established in 1953. Then, the global COVID-19 pandemic hit. Australia's economy entered the recession after GDP shrank by 0.3% in the first quarter of 2020 and by 7% in 2020, the largest contraction in recorded history. Before this, Australia last suffered a recession in 1990 and 1991. During this period, GDP fell by 1.7%, employment fell by 3.4%, and the unemployment rate rose to 10.8%. The latest Australian Bureau of Statistics National Accounts estimates revealed the economy expanded 0.6% in the third quarter of 2022 compared to market forecasts of 0.7% after growth of 0.9%. While this represented the fourth quarter of economic growth, it was also the softest growth in the sequence. Inflation remains sticky on the back of corporate profits, stubborn house prices, and high rents, potentially paving the way for the RBA to deliver a fresh round of interest rate hikes in the months ahead. While these weak economic prospects could lead to a recession in 2023, it is unlikely that Australia will suffer the more troubling notion of stagflation, which ended globally in the 1970s. Predicting the next recession is a tricky business. Calculations and estimates are reported, revised, re-examined, restated, withdrawn, restated, and sometimes regretted. And in many cases, they are simply wrong. Perhaps the most sensible solution is to analyze a variety of economic outlooks from various domestic and international sources to gauge overall sentiment and paint a picture of the upcoming financial landscape. Queensland Investment Corporation chief economist Matthew Peter told AFR that Aussie households would be able to draw on their savings buffer to support consumer spending in the first half of the year and avoid a recession. Similarly, Credit Watch chief economist Annika Thompson advocates that although GDP growth is expected to slow dramatically, it's still unlikely that Australia will go into recession due to a strong employment safety net, MPA magazine reported. In an opinion piece for the Saturday paper this year, former Liberal leader John Hewson suggested that, in the context of a weak budget, the combination of a mismanaged COVID-19 strategy and interest rate hikes could be enough to make a recession inevitable. Deloitte Access Economics partner and lead author of the latest Business Outlook report, Stephen Smith, advises that Australia's consumer-led recovery is quickly evaporating, forecasting economic growth of just 1.7% in 2023, down from 3.6% in 2022. He warned that if there were any further increases to the cash rate, this could unnecessarily tip Australia into recession in 2023. In November 2022, German investment firm Deutsche Bank announced that while Australia may avoid the technical definition of a recession, a forecast spike in unemployment by the end of 2023 means it will meet its definition. At the start of the last fiscal quarter, the World Bank warned central banks against simultaneous interest rate hikes that could tip the collective economy toward a global recession in 2023. Australia will experience a recession that will come down to several factors, including the way the term is defined. If GDP shows two consecutive quarters of negative growth, many experts would consider it a recession. However, for other commentators, a longer period of stagnant growth coupled with rising unemployment could occur before they declare a recession. Australia, like most of the rest of the world, seems destined to encounter some form of economic hardship and a spell of weak growth. What may be the more important question isn't whether Australia will enter into a recession, but to what extent will this forecast slump affect consumer confidence and household debt, and for how long? Will the effects be mild and tolerable or harsh and drawn out? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Slowing global demand due to the likelihood of recessions in the US and Europe poses downside risks for Australian growth and profits, even as our biggest market, China, slowed sharply due to COVID-0 policies that were only recently reversed. That could mean ongoing volatility for stocks, with some experts predicting the market is not likely to see much gains this year. They are urging investors to adopt a cautious approach through this tricky period. Alright everyone, this brings us to the end of our video. If you guys enjoyed it and got something fresh out of it, make sure you subscribe, give the video a big thumbs up, and don't forget to ring the bell icon for more videos like this.